Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. Today we are going to be doing a grapevine wreath for fall. Today I want it to be over the top. I want it to be spectacular. I want it to be boom, here it is. We have a friend of ours who moved out to London, Ontario. Hi Marie, with her family. And we are going to go visit them. So I decided, why not make a beautiful over-the-top fall grapevine wreath for their front door as a housewarming gift. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. My supplies today are pretty simple. I've got an 18-inch grapevine wreath here and a slew of fall floral picks from Michael's, Dollarama, Dollar Tree, you name it, from everywhere. And of course, I'm going to be using some wired ribbon, 1.5 inch, 2.5 inch. I have all of this from my stash, coming from various places again, and some pipe cleaners that are coordinating colors, and of course, my regular crafting utensils to create this grapevine wreath today. I'm going to start with cleaning up my wreath here. I've already gotten all the leaves out, and then I just kind of come around with a pair of scissors. These are old scissors that I've had laying around. I'm not going to use my good scissors to cut this. And I just cut off some of those loose twigs, something, just to clean it up a little bit. For myself, I love these little strands that hang off, but I wanted to clean it up for my friend. And then I kind of decide, I just rotate it around. I decide how I want to place it. So what the top is, what the bottom is. So I just kind of stand up, take a look at it, rotate it around. And then once I figure out where the top and bottom are going to go, then of course I start with the fun of cutting up all of these beautiful floral picks. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking my wire cutters here. These ones in my hand come from Michael's, and I'm cutting the leaves off as well. I'm going to cut those in half. This grass came from the Dollarama, which is a local Canadian dollar store. And if you've watched my channel, you know my nemesis is these floral stickers, but today they were my friend. So I was very happy about that. Once I get everything sorted and everything cut down to size, I do what I like to call a dry run. The beauty part of a grapevine wreath is you don't have to glue anything down if you don't want to. You can reuse the grapevine wreath over and over again. You can use wire to attach, or you can use glue to attach your floral picks. You just stick them in like I'm showing you right here. You can wire them in. And with my dry run, what I want to accomplish is to figure out where everything should go. So I want to balance. I'm going to put a bow on here, so I'm going to have a top portion and a lower portion. I want the top portion to be just over the top, and then the lower portion to be just less than over the top, if you know what I mean. And you can see I'm putting the ribbon there just to kind of figure out how everything's going to go together, rearrange everything, just kind of putting everything in place. Once the dry run is all done, I take it apart and I hopefully remember where I'm going to put it down. And then for this, I am gluing everything down. Like I said previously, the beauty part of a grapevine wreath is you don't have to glue it down. You can really just stick it in those twigs there and wire it down to make it nice and secure. And then when you're done with it, you can take all that floral off and then, let's say, make a winter wreath using winter floral picks. So a grapevine wreath base is really versatile and something I absolutely love to do. Like I said, it is one of my favorite wreaths to make, as a grapevine wreath. And you see here, I'm just continuing adding a lot of hot glue on there. I'm fluffing out some of those floral picks just to open them up a little bit. Some I cut, some I didn't. You see this one I'm putting in right now. It has stayed intact. I haven't cut that one. And then once I've done that, I found some pine cones in my stash that I got from a friend of my mother's, and then I'm going to glue those down, and then I'm going to start on the lower half. So I'm doing exactly the same thing as I did at the top. I'm laying down a base, which is usually the longer floral picks. I'll do that first, and then I go according to size. So I'm layering according to size. It'll be the longest layer, the middle length layer, and then of course some florals added on right at the very end. And that's the process that I usually do for a grapevine wreath. And today we are doing a bow. This is 2.5 inch wired ribbon and 1.5 inch wired ribbon. I'm going to start off with the 14-inch length. So I'm creating a tail, gathering it together, placing it in my left hand. I'm going to ensure that the good side is facing out, measure that 14 inches again, gather it together, bring your two hands together and transfer the ribbon to your left hand, twisting right at the center. So now we've got a loop at the top and a tail at the bottom. We're going to create another loop. So I'm making sure that good side is facing up. Lay it down, measure out that 14 inches, gather it together, and then this time the loop is going to go at the bottom. So I'm bringing my hands together again, transferring the ribbon, so now I have that loop right at the bottom. And I'm going to continue doing the same thing at the 14-inch mark, and I'm going to alternate between making the loops at the top and then making the loops at the bottom. So here I'm doing 4 loops in total. My last measurement of the 14 inches I'm going to cut because that's going to be our tail. Grab a full-length pipe cleaner, wrap it around the center, give it a couple of really good twists so it's nice and secured, fold over those ends, cut on an angle, and we have our beautiful dovetail. Now you can see I'm going back again because I really didn't like the cut I made, and you can do that. If you don't like the cut, just go back and cut it again, no problems. Our second ribbon is another 2.5-inch wired ribbon, and I'm going to follow the exact same procedure I did for the first one. So again, ensuring that top side or the good side is facing up. I'm measuring out 12 inches for the tail, 12 inches for my loops, and I'm going to create the 4 loops as well with this. So again, we're going to do a loop at the top, a loop at the bottom, and then I'm going to measure out 12 inches, cut it because we're done this segment, use a pipe cleaner, wrap it right through that center, fold over the edges, cut on an angle, and we've created our second segment with our dovetails right at the very end. Now I'm going to come in and use the 1.5-inch wired ribbon. This time I'm going to do 10 inches, and I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did to the previous 2 segments. Add that pipe cleaner on there, finish it off with a dovetail. Segment number 3 is done. Our last segment I'm going to do at 8 inches. So it's an 8-inch tail, 8-inch loops, and I'm going to do 4 of those, and then another 8-inch tail. Cut it, wrap it, twist it, and then create those beautiful dovetails. To put it all together, I'm going to lay down my first segment, grab that second segment with the pipe cleaners at the back, twist it right around, cut that excess off, but we're going to leave the longer ones there. That's how we're going to attach the ribbon to our wreath. And I'm going to fluff it up just in between each stage, grab section number 3. So I'm working from the largest, again, section to the smallest one. So we have 4 sections here. We did 14 inches, 12 inches, 10 inches, and 8 inches. And now our last segment is going to go on there, wrapping that right around the center one more time. And I'm so excited to fluff this bow. I can't tell you how excited I am. You know, here at Dave's Wreaths and Things, I love fluffing bows, but before I do that, I'm going to add a whole bunch of hot glue right at the end where we put those pipe cleaners. I don't want any of this to come apart on my friend, so this is totally optional. You don't have to do it, but I like to add some hot glue right at the end to make sure it's nice and secure. And guess what? It is fluffing time. So I'm going to spend some time here fluffing up those ribbons. I love to do this. It's very lethargic for me. It's very calming for me. And of course, I think I have an obsession with it. And I know there's a lot of fluffers out there as well. But here is our bow all complete and ready for our wreath. And to put it on, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take those pipe cleaners that we still have on the back. And you can kind of see me, I'm standing up here. I don't want to flip it over because I don't want to squish everything. So sorry if you can't see very well, but I tried to get it on camera while standing the wreath up. I'm just twisting that pipe cleaner at the back, and then I'm going to add some hot glue. And I don't lay it down flat because, again, I don't want to squish anything. So I did hold it there until that glue dried. The torture we go through to make a wreath, right? But at the end, once it's all dry, look at this. I mean, it's so big, it doesn't fit on my craft table. We have that big, beautiful bow, and we have that over the top fall picks. Kind of looks like a cornucopia if you ask me a little bit. But here it is on my door, and let me just say that wow factor wowed me. And honestly, I got goosebumps when I was looking at it. I'm like, you know what, Dave, that turned out pretty good. I patted myself on the back for that, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Here's a little bloopers for you today to put a smile on your face. For me, it is the pinnacle of, no, it's not. Coffee helps, yes. Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. Today I am going to be doing my favorite wreath. Now, blank. We are excited and we decided to do a beautiful so today, what are we doing? An over Come on, frog in throat. Hello everyone. Nope, that didn't work. Whether you're a beginner, whether you're a novice, it is a great way to start or continue to work on your wreath designs. I forgot where I was going with all of this. Just a great wreath. Why don't I just get started? Yeah, no, that didn't work either. Thank you so much for joining me today while I created this beautiful fall grapevine wreath for our friend Marie. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.